Hi, I'm Bridget, and welcome to this edition of Camille's Corner. I have been doing videos with um, people that actually volunteered or actually have a story that they want to tell. And this particular time, I wanted to share my stories because I have some as well. And I don't mind delving into it and talking about it. But I want to talk about a three-part series of damage. Okay, so I've broken into three parts. The first part is divorce damage. That's what we're talking about today. And then miscarriage damage. And then the other one, of course, will be dating damage. I always felt like, I won't say always felt like, but later, midlife, I started feeling like I was damaged goods. I mean, I was just being honest. I really felt that way because I had been through so much. And but growing up, I grew up in a strict home, and it was my dad's way or no way type um, upbringing. And the kids pretty much didn't have a voice. We didn't have an opinion. We just didn't. And so we never had an opinion or suggested to do anything because we're always told. So that's fine, but it kind of made me sort of green, sort of a little immature because I wasn't able to make my own decisions. And so I was kind of like thrusted when I went to college and found this newfound freedom. So of course, in that, of course, you gonna make some mistakes, of course. So what I did was fell in love and got married, and I married someone just like my father. It was very, very controlling and manipulative, and it was really, really, really bad. Um, I loved him, and I wanted my marriage to work, and we had a child together, and because I really didn't know myself and didn't have the opportunity to get to know myself, I really didn't know who I was as a wife or as a person, period. And so when I got with them, I had no idea of what marriage is supposed to be like. I felt like the way I was raised, which was, you know, the husband was, the breadwinner and he made all of the decisions. And so that's what I expected. And so when he did that, it was nothing different from what I was used to. But it became abusive. It became physically abusive and mentally abusive. Um, I've been to the emergency room. Um, I have just really basically almost lost my mind in this relationship. I have different stories I could tell about me breaking a coffee table because I was thrown into it. But I guess I won't talk about the particulars. Um, and I'm not blaming him for the demise of our relationship because even though abuse is wrong in any form, okay, understand that. Abuse is wrong in any form. However, I'm saying that for me, I did not know myself. I did not know who I was or what a wife was supposed to be like. So I do take some of the blame. So that's just my responsibility. I mean, when you become self-observant and you can, notice yourself and, kind of figure where your thoughts may lie, it's hard for people to do. And I really hate that for people because it's freeing once you know, okay, I did have a little role in this, not because it was intentional or malicious, but because I just didn't know any better. And that's my reason. And so I take full responsibility for that. So moving on, um, we were together for several years and then we got married and then that's when we broke up. That was crazy, but that's really what happened. It took us getting married first to break up. But and it was probably maybe the seventh year in. And so that year, was married or whatever, and then I just couldn't take it anymore. And I guess if you were to get his perspective, he'll say that, it was me, he didn't do any of that stuff, and that's fine, and I expect that. But I'm keeping it real as I know how, because this is therapy for me. So just by talking about it and getting off my chest. So we I would leave and I would do that occasionally, I would do that because I would just have had enough. And then I would leave, but then I would come back. And I know that's a type of manipulation as well. But that last time that I what happened, he would tell me I had to be in by 9. And if I was wanting to go somewhere, I needed to be out of the house by a certain time or I couldn't go. But he would stay out all night long. So when he would do that, I would lock all the doors and just lock, put the little chain on it and everything, lock the bedroom door, everything. And somehow or another he got in. And of course, the next day a fight ensued. And so I was literally going to stab him. And I'm just being honest. And my daughter came out of the bedroom and saw me with the knife, and I dropped it because I did not want that image of that in her head. And I didn't want to raise her in that type of environment. So I had to pack up my daughter, and I told him one day at the dinner table, because I had to fix his meals and I had to serve him, and then I had to sit there even if I was going to eat or not and keep him company. And I told him that I'm leaving, and when you get home from work tomorrow, we won't be here. And of course, he didn't believe me, and that was fine as well too, because like I said, I had done it before, but this particular time I was done. And so I left. I packed up with all I could in my little car. I took my daughter and then went to my mom's house. And of course, it didn't end there. We did a lot of back and forth as far as the arguing, not me going back, because that final time was the final time. I now have back issues, and I now have I have a mild case of PTSD. I just don't like people sneaking up behind me or touching me in the areas that's like right up underneath my arms. And I always felt like, golly, I am damaged goods, I don't tolerate a lot of things because of it. I had to grow up really, really fast, because when a person is manipulative, then they're going to make everything be your fault. So I just was always that way. I just can't, I just felt like I'm just not good for anybody, that I'm not worthy. I just have those feelings. And like I said, along with all of the other issues that I've had physically and then also mentally, um, it really has affected every relationship I've had since then. I mean, every one of them. It comes down to daughter, mother, friends, anyone that, I'm dating or anything. It all comes out, even in just regular friendships. There's certain things, so that's triggers. And I had to learn my triggers, and I had to figure out a way to, if I were to get a trigger, how to trigger my thoughts to something else and to focus on something positive and not get out of character. Um, and that's helped, but the whole getting out of character sometimes is a struggle. It is a real struggle because I have those buttons now, you know. Um, like I said, I would get slapped and hit for no reason. I mean, I would just, and then I learned to not say certain things that would trigger him. But then if he said something and I made a face like, or something like that, oh gosh, that's a slap too. So it was, so now if somebody were to come and just wave a fly or gnat over my head, I'm kind of like ducking, a little bit. I'm better now, but at first I was not. I'll tell you the truth. And years have gone by. He has since remarried and has a whole nother family. And I don't want to hold him hostage to what happened to me, because his story, of course, would be different. But I have to tell mine and what's on my heart. So I'm not going to bash the person because he's still alive and he's still with us and he's still my daughter's father. So I have to be mindful of that. But I have to be honest. I mean, after that, I was broken. I mean, I had lost so much weight. And I guess that's, that divorce whole thing. I mean, I'm sure people who've been through one can understand and identify with that. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to move. I was in a state of depression at that time. And thankfully, with prayer and everything, that I was able to come out of that. But it's still in there. It still is. And it's like I said, years have passed, but it's, that type of what I went through, that type of stuff like sticks, you know. And as I learn myself and as I get to know myself, as I get older and pay attention to my things, pay attention to my tendencies, pay attention to, how certain things make me feel, I notice. So now if someone approaches me, I'm always thinking that there is alternative motive or ulterior motive, excuse me, to whatever they're saying, or not believing what they're saying. And because, like I said, a lot of stuff happened after divorce that made me grow up fast. So I went from being green to being red, basically. Um, but through therapy and through some medication and through prayer, I was able to get through a lot of those issues that I went through during the breakup and the divorce. Um, I guess I just wanted to share that just to give a little bit of insight as to my point of view on things, or, just, I guess, be just cathartic for me to be able to share this information and possibly, help someone else. But the next couple of sessions that I spoke to you about, they're all very personal to me as well. But I guess I want you guys to do the same thing, to like maybe self-reflect, to see if anything like that may have left any type of damage or any type of resentment or any type of behavior that you would like to change. It's a process. It's a process. It's been several years since the divorce, and I can't talk about my life present without the preface of what happened in the past, because that is what made me who I am today. I woke up like this. No, I didn't. I'm gonna tell you, it was a lot, and it was intense. And like I said, working through it with therapy. And in the comments, you can share your personal experience, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then just I hope you enjoy the video. And like I said, I will be coming back later and talk about a little bit of some other stuff. But for sure, this was something I definitely wanted to do, and I'm glad I did it. And I didn't say any names, and I didn't do anything. People that know me, they know. If they don't, then they don't. But and that's fine. But my truth is what it is, and it's going to be that way today, tomorrow, the next day, and any other day. So I am glad that you guys are either on my Facebook page or watching me on YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and hit like. And so I can continue giving you some good content and some good information that I found that helped me and could possibly help you too. Keep all of us in prayer because we're all going through something. We're all going through something. And even if we're just getting by, just dealing with it, be nice to the person, anybody that you see, because you never know what type of struggle they're going through and what they're dealing with that day. Because I don't think about this all the time, but there are times when I get up and my back is bothering me and I'm wondering, is it the time that, I was sent to the emergency room? I mean, so it's there. It's there. And but we can do it. We can make it. We're not victims. We are overcomers, and we are going to be victorious because we're going to do that self-reflecting, and we're going to go into prayer, have a relationship with the Lord. This is my belief, and we're going to want to soar. We're going to soar. I can already feel it because I already feel lighter in talking about it. But once again, thank you.